Life as We Know It with Tom Walton.
Well, it's finally here, Monday of Memorial Day weekend, the unofficial first day of summer, the day when millions of Americans pay tribute not only to our nation's war dead, but the glorious freedom that summer brings. Family vacations, backyard barbecues, baseball games, beaches, warm weather, cool breezes. There will be all of that this year, but the celebration will feel different. It will be impossible to ignore the horrifying death toll of the pandemic. Few of us do not know someone who was taken by the coronavirus, a friend, a neighbor, a loved one. And even though we are assured that the worst is over, that the vaccines are doing their job, the virus continues to take lives here in America and around the world, as we've been reminded in recent weeks by the terrible ordeal of the people of India. The images of mass cremations are a sight we cannot unsee. Remember last Memorial Day a year ago? We had finally come to terms with the notion that this was all real and it was deadly, and we saw no clear path out of it. Research was underway to find a vaccine, but we were discouraged because we did not know if or when it would be found. How do we feel a year later? I suppose we can say cautiously optimistic. I won't get into the debate about the vaccines and whether getting them is wise. To me, it's a no-brainer because of the protection that herd immunity would bring. But I will not try to convince the doubters to go get the shot. My feeling is that the risk is infinitesimal compared to the reward, but theirs is a personal decision. I will simply say this. When I walked out of Flower Hospital after receiving my second shot, I felt a sense of great relief. I felt happier than I had in more than a year. I had feared that something, somehow, would mess it up, that the second shot would not be available, and indeed a February snowstorm delayed it by an extra week. Finally, it was done, and I could exhale. That's it in a nutshell, isn't it? The world is still waiting to exhale, one vaccination at a time. As we slowly emerge from the fog of the virus and the death toll we must never forget, I wonder if some aspects of the pandemic will endure. Even though I am fully vaccinated, and even though the Centers for Disease Control say I no longer need to wear a mask outdoors, I find it difficult to get out of the habit. The friends I hang out with have all been fully vaccinated as well, which means that the chance of transmitting the virus from me to them or them to me has all but vanished. Still, I've been super careful for so long that I find it impossible to just flip the switch and go back to the lifestyle we used to live. Only the passage of time will fix that, but I'm certainly not there yet, and I'll bet a good part of America feels the same. Even with the shots, I feel vulnerable and exposed when I take my mask off. None of us truly know yet when life will get back to normal, nor do we know just what normal will look like. But we should pause today, on this Memorial Day, and silently remember not only those who lost their lives in combat, but those who lost their lives to the invisible enemy we called COVID-19.
Life as We Know It is written and hosted by Tom Walton and is a production of WGTE Public Media. Life as We Know It with Tom Walton can be heard on WGTE FM 91 every Monday afternoon during All Things Considered at 5:44 p.m. Or hear past episodes at wgte.org/life.